Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Jennifer Brennan, and I'm at a completely different location because of technical difficulties. Once again, I am not the queen of Zoom like I was called earlier. Today's topic, and you all probably got the handout. It's Detox Your Space, Best Air Purifying Plants. Now, I'm having trouble finding my PowerPoint. So hold on just a second. And I'm doing technical things again. Here we go. All right, there we go. Okay, this looks like it's gonna work. Oh my. Okay, sorry to keep dead silence here. I'm just trying to get to my PowerPoint on a completely different computer. So here we go. And it's, where did I put it? Oh God. All right, we're gonna go back. And I may have to run and get my other laptop. Darn. It should be right here. Okay, boy, I'm so sorry, everybody. There it is. I am not crazy. Okay, here we go. All right, everybody, keep your fingers crossed that this is the one I'm saving. Yay! Here we go, everybody. Sorry about this, about the delay. Okay, and let's do this. Okay, now here we go. Share the screen. And all right, here we go. Oh, okay. It's not working like I want it to work. So hold on. It's working. Yay. All right. This is, okay, my camera is right here. So I'm going to be looking at this so you can see my face. And I'm up here in this little square box over here. So if I look here, you can see me. All right. So, all right, we did it. We did it. I did it. I did it. Okay. Now, when I'm going to do the presentation. I'm going to do the presentation. Here's the handout. And this was sent to you, so you can either put it on your screen or print a copy of it. And then after I do the presentation, I'll answer all your questions. So please put your questions in the Q&A column rather than the chat box column. And let's just go ahead and get started. You know what? I wish this wasn't just water. So I'm going to get a quick sip and then we'll go ahead and get started. All right. Okay, here we go. Now, all right, so in case you all were unaware of the fact that we do YouTube videos. So Chalet has a YouTube channel, and it's really fun to go. We already have a Q&A. Let me see what it is. Let me see what the question is. Hold on. I did not receive the handout. Okay, Dora, I'll send you the link to the handout after the presentation. Okay, I'm so sorry. And this is Betty. Hi, Jennifer. Thanks so much for your program. I wasn't sent a handout either. Oh, God. Okay. Well, okay. I'm just gonna, I'll make sure that the handout gets sent afterwards, so you'll have it. And the handout is everything that you're going to be seeing on the screen, so you can keep track just by watching the screen. So I apologize to you all. It looks like I've got a whole bunch of Q&As saying there was no handout. Let's try this again. Me neither, me neither, me neither, no handout, no handout, no handout. Boy, I apologize, everybody. Okay, I'll take care of it after the presentation. So now back to the screen. Our YouTube videos, I'm pretty proud of them. And you know, if you just use these addresses, I can click on this one and show you where it will go. But I'm not going to waste time, I think, on this right now. Yeah, let's just not do that. So let's go back again. Oh, I'm really rattled. Sorry, everybody. So how to replant house plants is really fun. And I did that 2 or 3 years ago, working with a professional, camera person, and it really turned out great. And it goes through the 2 different techniques for repotting house plants, whether you want the plant to get larger and, oh, what happened here? Okay. Well, I'm not going to worry about that. We have 24 people. We're going to keep going. Welcome, everybody. I'm Jennifer Brennan. I popped myself off the screen, so I don't know where I am on your screen, but we're just going to go ahead with the PowerPoint. And there's the repotting houseplants, the indoor houseplant care, and then repotting orchids. So those are available anytime, 24/7. And then all of our presentations, our virtual learning presentations, are available on YouTube also. And you can go to the Chalet YouTube page, or just go to YouTube and type in Chalet and the topic that you want to watch. And you can watch it anytime, 24/7. Okay, so here we go. Now, this is based this presentation on the detoxifying your space, and these are the best air purifying plants. And this is based on the research that was done by NASA back in the 1980s, and they continued in the 1990s. And they proved, and I like to kind of give everybody just a background on this, that they proved in an a very enclosed environment that's up in a space station where there's no outdoor air coming in and there's no outdoor air going out. It has to be completely sealed. Our homes are never that tightly sealed, but in that situation, they proved that the plants I'm going to be talking about today actually cleaned the air. And the way they clean the air is by filtering out potentially dangerous chemicals from inside the environment. And houseplants can actually reduce the amount of the chemicals to which one is exposed. They can actually reduce the duration of the exposure, and then they actually change the form of the chemical to make it safer. So this is a quick shot of the plants that were studied. I'm going to go into more details. Now, the main chemicals that were tested and the main chemicals that houseplants remove from your interior environment are the trichloroethylenes. Trichloroethylenes are found in printing inks, paints, adhesives, and paint removers. A lot of those things we have in our homes. We store them in our homes, or we've used them in our homes, and the molecules are still in the atmosphere. So if you were painting, or if you use paint remover, those molecules are still in the atmosphere. Formaldehyde is also removed, and formaldehyde is used in making paper bags. So it's in paper bags, waxed paper, paper towels, even fingernail polish has a lot of formaldehyde in it, particle wood, plywood, and then synthetic fabrics. Benzene is in plastics, rubber lubricants, dyes and detergents, tobacco smoke, and vehicle exhaust. So when you have your car, my radio's not on. When you have your car in the garage, that vehicle exhaust can get into the house. You just drive in the garage, even having the car on for a short amount of time, that exhaust gets into your home. Xylene is also found in printing, leather, processed leather, paint products, tobacco smoke, and also vehicle exhaust. And then ammonia, that's in window cleaners, floor waxes, and many household cleaners. So these are the ones that that the plants will actually remove. Now, the reason houseplants make you a healthier person, and we live in a world that is reducing our connection to all things natural. We're inside all the time, especially this past year when we had to isolate because of COVID and stay inside for so many months. So we're really reducing our things from being outside. Okay, and there's plenty of research out there that confirms the real emotional and physical benefits of having plants in our home or our workplace. So in addition to being beautiful, the houseplants actually can make you and your family and your coworkers healthier. Now, I love this research. Whether flowering plants or just plants that are foliage plants, just showing us their leafy side, all plants make us happy. And there are 3 different studies have shown that people receiving flowering plants always elicit what psychiatrists call the Duchenne or true smile. And you can see on here the Duchenne smile is the one where your teeth are showing. You smile really big and your teeth show. And then the photo, you see the partial Duchenne, and then someone that doesn't have a smile at all, or the non-Duchenne. And I love the African violet. It's one of the best, longest flowering houseplants that we have out there. Now, plants provide life-giving oxygen while they absorb carbon dioxide. So humans exhale carbon dioxide, and then we breathe in, and use oxygen. So we're a perfect match to live together, plants and people. So I love to think that that's why I became a plant person. Okay, the other thing that's really beneficial is plants give off water. And have you ever noticed how dry your skin feels after, in the wintertime when the central heating has been going? Usually we really notice it in January after our furnaces have been running from all through November and December. And then in January, the air it's really dry, almost the dryness of the desert. The desert. Now, what's great is plants are always transpiring, and they release up to 97% of the water that we provide them. So if we put a gallon of water in a container, 97% of that water gets transpired through the leaves, up from the roots in through the vascular system, through the stems, and then through the leaves, and the stomates of the leaves open up, and that water gets put out into the atmosphere. And it actually increases the humidity in our dry homes in the wintertime. Now, the Schefflera is really particularly effective in increasing the humidity. This is a photo I took of, this is my pet plant up in what used to be the Learning Center at Chalet. It's now the lunchroom because we have to social distance in that great big area. But this is Sheffy, the pet Schefflera, and he's gotten so much bigger since I took this picture. I just noticed that. And I took a picture of the underneath sides of one of the leaves to show how the water, and that's called guttation, when the water condenses on the underneath sides of the leaves. And that happens when the light goes down or when temperatures fluctuate, back and forth. Okay, now, even though houseplants may seem just like pretty accessories, they're actually working really hard to absorb all those volatile compounds that I talked about earlier: benzene, formaldehyde, trichloroethylene, xylene, and the ammonia. And with so much emphasis on new buildings being tight and energy efficient, many of them retain more of these compounds. So one study showed that as few as 15 houseplants, and these were houseplants that were 6 to 8 inch diameter pots, as 15 throughout a house removed 87% of the toxins in an 1,800 square foot home in only one day. So I just love sharing this information with everybody. Plants also have a calming influence, and they actually can reduce stress. Studies have shown that blood pressure readings are lowered by the presence of plants in an indoor environment, as well as reducing headaches and fatigue. More health benefits from a greener, I drive from a greener living or workspace. What's interesting is Scandinavian studies have shown that houseplants can reduce coughs, sore throats, and other cold-related symptoms substantially, more than 30%. This was a display in the center of Chalet's garden center area. This was 2 years ago. And in January, we always bring houseplants in January to help people get over that winter blah. Okay, now families with small children and loud pets, if you have plants with large leaf mass and harder leaf surfaces like the ficus, the large leaf surfaces are like the Spathiphyllum or the peace plant, and Dracaenas, for example, they cut noise pollution by absorbing and reflecting the noise. And it's especially true in rooms with hard surfaces, like marble walls and stone floors. But for maximum benefit, you want to try small groupings like in this photo, and spaced around the room rather than one large massing of plants. Then you also want to place these groupings in corners rather than in the center of the room, because that's where the sound goes to the corners, bounces off the walls and bounces back and forth. So place them in the corners so that you get the most benefit out of for noise reduction. Now, I love this study that was done, and plants can actually increase learning. European research found that universities that had plants in the rooms, and this example was in Scandinavia, and this was a green wall in the back of the classroom, and they found that attendance improved, test scores rose, and behavioral problems were reduced more than 60% in classrooms with plants as opposed to sterile non-plant environments. Now, I love this research that said that parents can even have up to a 12% quicker reaction time on a computer task in a room with plants. So I have yet to prove that to my son. Now, excuse me for my dry throat. I should have more water. Okay, now, when you ever think of interior landscaping, you should think about specifically doing it for personal health reasons. Bromeliads, like the center picture right here, and mini orchids, and the easy to care succulents like the jade plant in this corner, intensify their oxygen production and their carbon dioxide absorption cycle at night. That goes way up at night. So these would be very good in a bedroom. So when you're sleeping, you get, you're in that room the whole night, and you're releasing carbon dioxide. And when you release that carbon dioxide, plants are using it, and then they're exchanging it for oxygen. So you sleep better. You sleep better. Okay, here we go. So now, here are the best plants that were proven by NASA for cleaning the air. The first one is the Florist Chrysanthemum, and it actually absorbs all 5 chemicals. This is a sun-loving plant. Then the peace lily, all 5 chemicals. The red-edged Dracaena, 4 chemicals. The variegated snakeplant, or Sanseveria, 4 chemicals. The English ivy, 4 of those chemicals. The cornstalk Dracaena, 3 of the chemicals. Gerbera daisy, 3 of the chemicals. The Flamingo lily, or the Anthurium, 3 of the chemicals. Bamboo palm, 2. Weeping fig, 2. Chinese evergreens, 2. Spider plant, 2. And Boston ferns, 2. I'm going to go through each of these plants individually. So the fall chrysanthemums, and wow, this time of year they're everywhere. And we joke here that people have to really fight that fall disease, Mite. That's when you walk into the garden center and you see 12 different colors of mums and you can't help it yourself and you buy all 12 colors. That's called mamitis. The mamitis is also when people feel like the only flower that flowers in fall are mums. And there are many, many more like asters, triasters, but I still love them. My favorite, my all-time favorite is down the bottom right-hand corner. And that's called Pele. Point Pele is the name of that beautiful chrysanthemum. And you've got the orange edges of the petals and the bright yellow centers. And oh, it's just gorgeous. But you can see they range in color from purples to burgundies to yellows, you know, to oranges. So you just, any color that you want, they really have it, you know, in the mums. Okay. I'm going to back. Okay. And the Florist Chrysanthemum will absorb all 5 of those chemicals that I spoke of earlier. The peace lily also, and Spathiphyllum is the Latin name of the peace lily. And the reason it's called a peace lily is it looks like someone's waving a white flag above, you know, above the foliage. And so, you know, peace, peace. And now this is a gorgeous sample of, you know, of the Spathiphyllum or the peace lily. And this is another one that absorbs all 5 chemicals. This is a shade tolerant. The mom has to have full sunny window indoors or full sun outside as well. The peace lily is an indoor plant, and it's shade tolerant. Now, the brighter light that you give it, the more flowers you're going to get. And a lot of people just love the plant because it is so tolerant of the low light levels in our homes that they don't really care if it flowers or not. But I think you can't beat, you know, having the gorgeous flowers as well. Now the red-edged Dracaena, and this is just a classic houseplant that we've all had a red-edged Dracaena. The one on the left of the screen is a brighter cultivar. It's a named cultivar, but the classic red-edged Dracaena is the one right here on the right-hand side. And this is the one that just keeps getting taller and taller and taller, and then the trunk looks woodier and woodier and woodier. And this can tolerate shadier conditions in our homes. But I love that it will take care of 4 of those chemicals. Now the variegated snake plant, or the Sanseverias, Sanseveria, or mother-in-law's tongue is the common name. That used to just be, you know, a green and white striped, or just green with kind of a very, just an undulating kind of wave in the leaves. And we've had them for years and years and years and years and years, and they last forever and ever. But there's so many cool hybrids that have been developed in the last 10 years. It is one of the hottest, most fun, low care houseplants. And then this absorbs 4 of the chemicals, you know, in our homes. So black coral, you can see, I put this on the screen. Black coral is the one that has that really dark variegation. It's the one, the full shot is the plant that's on the far left. And then you can see the difference, golden flame, incredible variegation on it with all that gold. And then Laurentii has the yellow edge, and then the undulation waves across horizontally across the foliage. Moonshine is really nice because it's a golden variegation on the leaves. And then starfish is the one that looks like a hand, and I've got a better picture. Starlight was one of the newer the newer cultivars. And then I just realized my names are covered on this. Oh no, don't do that. Oh, no, don't do that. Of course, I messed this up. Okay, we're back again. We're going to go back from, oh no, let's do this. What did I do? Okay, here we go. Now, these are the Birdsnest type Sanseverias, and they're shorter and more more open. So these get to be not tall and straight like like the classic, these tend to be shorter, anywhere from 6 inches to I would say 9 inches tall, and then wide. And then the next group, I love this combination, just showing one of the classics with that is the golden color reindeer moss, in contrast with that beautiful gray foliage and the gray furniture. Now, English ivy is also just a wonderful plant for absorbing all of the 3 of the chemicals. And this is a great plant for indoors. And I'm just showing two of the classic ones, the classic heterohelix with the green, or English ivy with the green leaves. Then you have the white variegated one. There's also a yellow variegated one. There must be about 150 different cultivars of heterohelix English ivy, from very cut-leafed ones, just phenomenal for inside the house. The one problem that you can have with English ivy, though, is they get spider mites very easily. So always make sure that you're treating for the spider mites. And I'll show you at the end of the presentation what is the best thing to do to keep those plants neat and tidy and without any of the spider mites. Now, the cornstalk Dracaena, as opposed to the red-edged Dracaena, only absorbs 3 chemicals, but it's still 3 chemicals. And this is good for sun or shade. And like the Sanseverias, they've been doing beautiful hybridizing. I love the neon green one that has the 3 different colors of variegation at the bottom right hand of the screen. Really fun. Janet Craig is up at the top, and then the classic cornstalk Dracaena is the one over on the on the left. Here's more cultivars. Marginata goes back to the red edge. This is the braided form on the right, and then we have Carmine and Colorama. Colorama is the one that's just on the left hand side. Oh no, excuse me, that's Limelight. That's Limelight. But lots and lots of cultivars for a plant that is just so hardy and so easy to grow, in our environments, tolerant of shady conditions indoors, or even if you have the brighter colored foliage, you need to put them in a brighter situation. And so like an east window for the morning light, or even a west and south window away from the window. Okay, and then this is a cultivar called Lisa Kane, and Lisa Kane has got these beautiful solid green leaves, very thick leaves, and thicker than normal trunks or canes, so it helps keep it nice and sturdy. It's a beautiful new cultivar that was released probably in the last 5 years. Now, Gerbera daisies, I love Gerberas, and this is a bouquet of the flowers. And then there's also the beautiful plants. They need to be in a full sun situation. They absorb 3 of the chemicals that can be in our environment. The flamingo lily, or we also call them the Anthurium, and they have these beautiful heart-shaped leaves, and then the heart-shaped flower, it's a spathe flower. So that's actually, we think it's the flower, that red part, that's actually just the collar of the of the flower itself. But beautiful, waxy, very, very, very tolerant. You can either use this one and plant this one in an orchid mix, or you can put it where it's in water. So almost, or just like they grow the bamboo, the lucky bamboo. So, and that's actually a Dracaena, but either way, I have best luck with mine growing it in the orchid chunk pine bark, and they do beautifully. And just watering it once a week, letting it drain well, and keeping it well fertilized. I'm going to show you the best fertilizer to use later also. The bamboo palm, this is Chamaedorea, and it absorbs 2 chemicals inside. It's very, very low light tolerant, shade tolerant. And what I love about the bamboo palm is that the stems look like bamboo because they're all the nodes on it. So it looks like very similar to bamboo, but you have so much surface area, so much leaf surface area. So it really does a great job of filtering, all of the air and releasing lots and lots of oxygen. So again, 2 chemicals: bamboo, palm, Chamaedorea. Weeping fig. I think everyone's had a weeping fig, and they're wonderful because they'll absorb 2 chemicals. They're good in sun, inside, or even semi-shade inside. And there are even wonderful cultivars out there. Monique is one that doesn't drop its leaves as much, and they're so resilient. Even though they can really give us headaches when they drop their leaves all the time. This is a plant that it will drop its leaves if it gets too dry in between watering. It can drop its leaves if when you water it and it feels like it got too wet, it'll drop its leaves. If it gets a cold blast of air from the front door in the middle of winter, it'll drop its leaves. But they always grow back. They always grow back. They always come back. So a lot of these are starter plants that people have, and again, will absorb 2 of the main chemicals. Now, Chinese evergreens, Aglaonema, also absorbs 2 chemicals, but these are the most tolerant houseplant that you can grow because they survive in very low light, and they're so long lived. I gave several to my dad. Oh my gosh, probably 20 years ago. And he kept them going and going and going and going. He passed away 2 years ago. We still have his Chinese evergreens. Isn't that fun? So what's fun about it is we used to just have the basic, just green with white variegation. And in the last 8 to 10 years, look at all the different cultivars that they've come up with. And so we've got like Amelia up at the top. The Jewel of India is the one right below it with much more, of the variegation. Mary Ann has got blotchier green spaces on the leaves. Maria Christina is, again, much whiter and brighter. Silver Bay, number 5, is my personal favorite. I absolutely love it. And then Silver Ribbon is number 6. I have bigger pictures here. What's cool is they came out with the red foliaged Chinese evergreens in the last 5 years. Siam is just gorgeous. The stems are pink, and you have the yellow and the red and the green all on the same leaves. And Aniamani is so bright, so red, incredible. Now, the colored foliage ones do need more light to keep that color, that bright color. If you don't have it in bright light, it fades. It gets much greener. The leaf surface is much greener. Golden fluorite is really fun. It's almost orangey. Two-tone over to the very far right. Spring snow or snow Dalmatian is just spectacular. We had a lot of the spring snow or the white Dalmatian in January and February this year. Silver Bay is just incredible. And stripes, it really looks, if I would say, okay, tell me which one you think is named Stripe, it'd be easy because you'd see that because of the stripe foliage. And then here's some other. Cutlass is a very narrow leaf. And then the Maria or Emerald Beauty is the one just down to on the left-hand side. Shades, another beautiful one. Golden Bay instead of this Shadow Bay, and then there's Moonlight Bay. Incredible. I mean, if you had told me I'd be seeing this kind of variation and choice in Chinese evergreens, even just 10 years ago, I would say, oh, you're crazy. But look at that. You could have a whole collection of Chinese evergreens and fill your whole house with them and never get bored at all. Oh, here's some close-ups. I forgot I had the close-ups. Indo Princess. I mean, look, it looks like shadows of the variegation. You see, you've got the bright silvers, and then you know, like 3 different shades of green on this leaf. Here's a close-up of stripes. I was just bragging about stripes. And then this is Moonlight Bay, and then spring snow, that close-up. These were all here at Chalet last winter. And then this is the variegated, you know, and crimson colored one. Now, spider plants, I have been enjoying and playing with plants ever since I was in high school. And so that was back in the 70s. And I had tons of spider plants. And I had a bird cage that was, you know, that was on a stand, and then I put my spider plant in it, so then the little baby spider plants hung out of the bird cage. You know, it was fun. It was fun. Okay, and then just to give you some variation, this is a cultivar called Mandarin Orange, and you would never know that this is a spider plant, but it's a chlorophyllum, and it does the same cleaning of the air, just like I'll go back, just like the classic one, and it cleans 2 of the major chemicals out of the air. Benzene is one of those. Hi.
One customer saying that slideshow is kind of stopped and
oh my. Okay, sorry about this. Hold on, everybody. Resume the share. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on. Wait, okay. I've been having all kinds of problems. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Your screen is paused. Resume the share.
Sharing.
I've got 2 things going on. I'm sorry, everybody. I've got 2 things going on. Let's look at this one. See this one? Is it working, everybody?
Is there any comments?
You know what? I'm gonna stop the share. Let me just see the chat. Hold on. Calling Chalet. We cannot see any of the slides. Oh God, I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm gonna stop the share and start it again.
Okay.
So sorry, everybody. Okay, so now share the screen. See, I have it here and here.
No, you have to share that. And where's the?
This is the share.
Okay. Can you click on that?
Yeah.
Then, okay, then share.
And that's what I had it on. But see, I lost this.
Okay, then go back.
Hold on, let's stop the share again.
Okay. And then where is the?
And then let's do this. Let's go back here. Share the screen again. Yeah. I'm going to just start from this one again. And we'll do this as the share. And then let's go to here. Okay, now I have no idea. I have no idea if everyone can see me. I'm at least back on the screen again, but I have no idea. Okay, I'm gonna open up the Q&A again. Well, most of the people are upset because they didn't get handouts.
Okay.
So here, let's go down here. It's not showing the correct. We can see the spider plant. Thank you, Kelly Cole, for letting me know.
Great, thank you.
We'll take it from there. I apologize, everybody.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to keep going. Thank you. I apologize. Okay, sorry about that, everybody. Okay, let's keep moving. Okay. All right. Now, you can see the spider plant, and now I want to show you, this is the cultivar of a spider plant called Mandarin Orange. So so the Mandarin Orange is beautiful, and you would have no idea that it is a spider plant because of those beautiful orange stems and the green leaves. But it also does the same thing that the classic spider plant does. So, and it will filter 2 of the different, chemicals that we were talking about. Now, this is one of my favorite plants. It's a Boston fern. And I was given one just like this with the great big, long, long fronds when I was 16 years old. And I still have, well, I have 3 of them now because I divided them up. And they're huge and they're gorgeous. And the Boston fern, and this is the Nephrolepis, it will filter out 2 different chemicals in the environment. Shade tolerant. And then a close up, the foliage on these is just spectacular. Now, there are some people that they do drop, and the leaves dry and drop off the plant. And it can be kind of a bother for people. It looks like cornflakes underneath the plant. Now, I love my ferns so much that I put up with it, but there are a lot of people that don't like them inside. So you can grow them, but I love it inside. They clean the air and they're beautiful. And it's one of the Victorian classics that everyone loves. Okay, now let's keep going. Then there are other ferns that I threw in here to add to that. A bird's nest fern, it actually has more leathery leaves. It will filter 2 of the chemicals out of the air as well. But it has leathery leaves. You might have better luck with a bird's nest fern than a Boston fern if you have very dry conditions in your home. And then any of the footed ferns, the rabbit's foot ferns. So those are things like the Phlebodium and also the Dobilii. And you can see the rhizomes, or those are the stems, and that's where they get the name rabbit's foot, because it looks like a rabbit's foot, and that's what all the fronds grow out of. Again, it will actually clean 2 of those major chemicals out of the environment. Staghorn ferns also will do the same thing. Now, staghorn ferns are just a collector's plant, and they're usually mounted, on a plaque and on a wall. So, again, if you want to enhance your fern capabilities, those are the things. These are the ones that you can add. And again, they filter out, 2 of the different, chemicals. Now, I love to talk about proactive plant health care. So the most important thing is right in the middle of the screen, and on the right hand side it shows the macronutrients and the micronutrients that are in it. This is, I think, the best fertilizer that I have ever used in my horticulture career. It's called Dynagrow Grow, and it has a 795 nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, and you mix it, just 1 capful, that little capful at the top, one capful. Oh, I have one I can show too. It's right here, and you shake it really well, and then you use the cap, add that capful to a gallon of water, and then that's what you water with once a week. Or you can also water the plants with just clear water. Take it to a sink, water, let it drain. Our water is highly mineralized, so the plant uses the H2O, and the H2O evaporates, and then the minerals will stay in the water. The minerals will stay in the soil. So by leaching or watering watering and allowing it to drain, what happens is that the soil gets clean that way. And then by replacing your nutrients after you do the leaching, the plant is ready to go. And so that's great. Now, if you just you're just repotting a house plant, then the best thing to use is the Root and Grow. It's a transplanting solution with a 4-10-3 nutrient value and then a rooting hormone. And you just water the plant in with that right after you repot it, and do it again every 2 weeks for 3 times for a house plant. And it really helps them get established very quickly. Now, when you have plants, you're always going to have the possibility of insects. They just go hand in hand. So the best thing to take care of it is to use a preventative or proactive healthcare. And you use these systemic granules, and it comes in a large 1-pound bottle or an 8-ounce bottle, and it looks like this. And it's based on a vermiculite carrier, so it shakes. And then the insecticide is embedded inside it. You sprinkle this over the surface of the soil. And when I mean sprinkle, you're going to use 2.5 tablespoons per a 6-inch diameter pot. So this is 6 inches from the end of my thumb to the side of my hand. And so you're going to sprinkle 2.5 tablespoons over the soil and then water through those particles. So if you pour the water through gently through those particles, then you get that insecticide goes down into the root system, kills any insects that are in the root system, like the larva of fungus gnats, and then the roots of the plant absorb it and it stays in the plant for 8 weeks, killing any insects. Now, it does not take care of spider mites. So the best thing, to control spider mites, and I was talking about spider mites in the English ivy, or earlier. I think you still saw that slide, but this is the best thing to use to prevent and to get rid of spider mites. And it's an all-in-one, or it's called 3-in-1 insect disease and mite control. And it's from the Bio Advanced company, formerly known as Bayer Advanced. And it's a spray that is translaminar systemic. So you spray one side of the leaf and it's pulled through to the other side of the leaf by the mesophyll cells, and it stays in the leaves that are sprayed for 30 days. So this has the insecticide in it, which is similar to the insecticide in the shaker bottle that I showed you, and then it also has a miticide and then also a fungicide. So this is the go-to spray to have. Now, technically, you're not supposed to spray this in the house, but just take the plants outside or into the garage and spray, let it dry, and then bring the plants back in. Incredible product here. And then we also have the Earth Friendly Natural controls from the Bonnet company. And 8 for the small bottle, the active ingredients have been changed. So it's a sulfur and a pyrethrin. And sulfur kills mites. It also prevents any of the like fungal diseases. And then pyrethrin is an organically derived insecticide that's derived from the daisy plants. And you spray that on the plant, and that's the contact kill, and that will kill. So this would take care of mites and insects, and you can spray this indoors. So it comes in an 8-ounce spray bottle. So and this is considered Earth Friendly Natural. Now, I'm throwing in the houseplants that are safe for cats and dogs also, because we get so many questions about that. So I'm going to say, we're talking about plants will detox your space, but you also want to have plants that are safe for your pets. And the question, there's research, is why do dogs and cats eat houseplants? And some people believe it's to calm, an upset stomach, to help process hairballs if you have cats, while other people just think pets are attempting to remedy a nutritional deficiency. I don't know. Okay, but cats and dogs, they may even chew on houseplants during play sessions, because of the waving fronds of the ferns or the leaves, and they use it, they treat it like a toy. So it can be difficult to keep, a plant away from a pet that's determined to chew. So you want to have plants that are not toxic. And so we ensure that by, using this next list of plants. And so with the exception of edibles like a cat grass, it's always better to keep the houseplants out of the pet's reach, if you can. And these are the following plants that have been recognized by the ASPCA as being non-toxic to cats and dogs. And so you have the Gloxinia. You can look at the photos starting over on the right hand. That's a Gloxinia, and then African violet, and then baby's tears. Banana is down below, then a spider plant. Venus flytraps, I don't have a picture of that. The Areca palm is right there. Boston fern coming back down, and then the calatheas. I don't have a picture of calathea. I do have a picture of the friendship plant that's right next to the Boston fern. Peperomia, I don't have a picture in. Orchid, I've got a picture of the orchid. The mosaic plant is Fittonia, that's the one next to that. Bromeliads, I talked about bromeliads earlier. Ponytail palm. and then Haworthias. Those are all of those plants, and it's a really good selection. So you can have really a great collection, even if you do have cats and dogs that could be eating them. Now this is the summary. I'm at 10 minutes beforehand, and this is just a summary. And I love this picture. This was actually a picture in Hawaii, but I love how they use the Boston ferns in this. And I would just love to have a room like this where I could come to when I got off work and just relax. But this presentation really it proved the benefits, but it doesn't really, this didn't address really the real reasons why we buy plants in the first place. And it's really to set a mood, to create a special, a look, or just to make us happy. Plants make us really happy. So we need to enjoy them for those emotional reasons. And then just realize that we're benefiting from the huge physical benefits that plants will provide to us. So this is the end of this presentation. I am so sorry. I can run back. I have 10 minutes. Let me check the questions and answers. So I'm going to, I'll stop the share right now, and then we'll check the questions. So here are the Q&A. Boy, I'm so sorry. I need to resume my slideshow. Wow, you can see the spider plant. Okay, here we go. Let's go up. We can't see. All you were seeing was the title page. Oh God, I'm so sorry. Okay, none of us see the photos. We can't see, unfortunately, we can only see the home page. Oh my God. Okay. All right. I'm so sorry, everybody. Where is this? Where is this? Okay, I don't see any of these plants. You're referring to very small pictures in slide 3. I am so sorry. After the hesitation, the pictures stop moving forward and only the first page is shown. Oh, I'm so sorry. Not getting the slides. Oh my God, I got the handout. Oh my God, there's positive. Okay, a lot of the other people didn't get the handout. Okay, hi Jennifer, thanks for your program today. All right, so that's mostly that. Let me see what the chat was. It's been off for the past 20 minutes. Oh my God, I am so sorry. Never received a handout. You know what, everybody? What I'm gonna do is ask, Carly's out of town. I'm going to ask Michi if we can send you the link to the PowerPoint on the Dropbox page, so you can look at the PowerPoint on your own. I am so sorry that I messed this up. But we'll make it right. We'll make it right. I still have like 7 minutes. And we've got 30, oh no, 30, we have 25 people. Let me share the screen again, and I'll flash through those photos. Okay, here we go. And I'm going back to the beginning. I'm going back to the beginning PowerPoint. Oh no, this one is still on. Share. Here we go. And I'm just going to backspace. Oh, it's not working again. Doggone it. Okay, it is working. All right. It's not working. Unbelievable. Boy, everybody, I apologize to you. I really messed this up. Let me just put this down. I'm gonna put this down. It's not working. Okay, I'm stopping the share. I apologize. Okay, and let's try it again. I've got it open in 3 different places on this silly computer. Okay, here we are. I'm sharing the very beginning again. Okay, and then from beginning. Okay, I'm going back. I think where I'll stop seeing was there was the mother-in-law's tongue, and here are all the plants: Florist Mum, Peace Lily, the red-edged Dracaena, the snake plants with all the different cultivars, the bird's nest types, mother-in-law tongue or Sanseveria, English ivy, the cornstalk Dracaena, and the different cultivars. You can see the neon green. These are all the different cultivars of the corn plants. This is the Lisa cane, which is the one that has the thicker leaves and the sturdier stalk. This is the Gerbera daisies, the flamingo lily or the Anthurium, the heart-shaped, bamboo palm, the Chamaedorea, the weeping fig, Chinese evergreens, and I talked a lot about the Chinese evergreens. You can, the Siam, the Anemones, golden fluoride, two-tone, striped silver bay. These are shades, golden bay, moonlight bay, and then close up in Indo princess, stripes, moonlight bay, spring snow. That's the variegated one. Here's the spider plant, and then the cultivar mandarin orange with those great orange stems. Boston fern, close up of Boston fern. The other ferns that you can enhance your fern collection: Birdsnest fern, footed rabbit's foot ferns, staghorn ferns, and then here is the proactive plant health: Dynagrow 795, systemic granules or systemic houseplant granules from Bonide, the Bio Advanced 3-in-1, the Earth Friendly Natural Bonide 8, which is actually sulfur and pyrethrin. Now they just are still calling it 8. And then this is the list of the houseplants for cats and dogs. And then my summary. So, so here we go. I still have 24 people. Thank you for staying with me. And boy, I apologize. Technological difficulties. I'm glad it's Friday, because as soon as I get off work, I'm going to drink a shot of tequila. So thank you all for joining me. I'm going to go ahead and stop the share again, and then go back to the rest of the questions and answers on the chat. Okay, and we open up the chat. And there's some nice, thank you for revisiting the slides. Yeah, you know, better late than never, huh? Okay, and oh boy. Okay, and then let's come up here, the chat. Thank you. Looking forward to the link with the handout. Okay, we'll take care of that for you. Thank you. And then, okay. Thank you for the talk. You've inspired me to get some houseplants. Cool. So interesting about the chemical absorption. Very good, very good. Excellent. And never received. I'll make sure that those handouts get resent to everybody. And then I'm going back to the Q&A. I think most of them had to do with not getting houseplants and the okay, me neither. Not getting the slides. How do we see the presentation after the hesitation of, oh God, I'm so sorry. Okay, so I think I fixed it, and I'm not gonna let them put this one up, the recording for this one. I'll just redo this one. I'll redo it, and we'll post the improved recording. Okay, everybody. So thank you so much for the thank yous, and thanks for sticking with me. And it is now just 10:58. So at least I finished up on time, huh? Okay, everybody. Thank you so much. All right, and I'll make sure that it gets the handout gets resent, and I'll get that link sent. Okay, thanks. Bye, everybody.